Hi everyone, this is Alex and Sean,
Hello.
and in this video we're going to take you through the back end of your site, specifically for what we have here, what we call our modern responsive theme that you see here. So we're going to take you through the site and show you where you can, how to access some of that stuff you might need to update as far as pages and posts and anything like that. So the first thing we're going to take you through is how to log into the site. So if you do not have your login at this point, we should have already sent it to you. If we haven't, please send us an email and just let us know that we need to send you that login, and we'll make sure to get that over to you. So once you have the login to your site and you're ready to log in and access the back end, from the home page here, you're just going to go up to your address, your domain for the site, and you're going to add a /WP for WordPress -admin. So you can just add that on the end of the URL for your site there, and it's going to take you to a login page. You can also bookmark this link somewhere if you want, and just click a button and know that it's going to take you to your login page if that's easier to save it that way. But just add that onto the URL. Once I hit enter, it's going to take me to the login page where you would enter your username and password and then click login. So now we're in the back end of the site. This is what WordPress calls the dashboard. You'll see here, this is kind of the main screen you'll see once you've logged into the back end of your site. So I'm going to open up the front end as well so we can switch back and forth. So you see over here on the left, this is your main navigation for anything in the back end of the site. So I'm going to go through not all of these things, but I'm going to hit some of the main ones, and we'll kind of talk about some things in there. But there is lots of extra stuff that we won't go over in this video that you will have access to, and you're free to play around in here and look around and see what else there is. The first thing we'll look at is up here at the very top. There's a section called SmartBlog User Manual. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on that there. And it's going to bring me to this page. You'll see all the videos start to load in here. These are just a bunch of tutorial videos that we've put together and included in your site. They're always here in the back end of your site under that SmartBlog User Manual section. And you'll see they cover lots of different topics. Each one kind of has a main header topic that'll tell you what that section's about. For example, these 3 videos here have to do with pages. And then under each video, you'll see kind of a little description of what that specific video is about. So for example, adding a new page, or this one's about deleting a page. And they're all broken down into quick 2 or 3 minute clips. And they're pretty specific for whatever you might be looking for. So a lot of this stuff I'll be covering, Sean and I will be covering in this video, and then there's a lot of other stuff in here as well that we won't be covering. So please take a look at this when you have a chance, and there's a lot of great stuff in here.
Yeah, all the basics for what you'll probably need to do in your site we'll cover today here in this video. But if there's something that for some reason you don't feel like we did cover, there's a likelihood that a video will be in here. If for some reason there's something you need to know that we don't cover and there's no video in here, always send us an email and we're happy to help.
Okay, so all of that there, again, is under just that SmartBlog User Manual at the very top. So the next thing I'm going to start with our posts here. So I'm just going to click on the post section. So all these posts here, if we go back to the front end of the site, these are all the posts that either come from us or ones that you've posted yourself on the blog. So if we go back here, these are all the posts right now that have come from us. If there's any of these posts in here, we do encourage our customers to log in and edit the posts that come from us. Once they hit the site, they're yours. You can do whatever you want with them. We encourage our customers to go in there and kind of customize those posts, kind of put a little bit of your own information in there. Trying to tie the topic back to something in your local area is always a great way to customize a post. So you're always welcome to do that, and we're going to show you how to log in and edit those posts. And then you're also welcome to add your own as well, your own custom posts, whether you're sharing an event that's coming up, an open house, a listing, you have a YouTube video you want to share with everyone. So we're going to show you how to create your own as well as edit those existing posts.
Yeah, and on those, on editing the posts, what we usually try to say is if you can, it's best to try to do that once a week. Spend 5 minutes when they come into your site and edit them. They should be showing up in your site around 7:45 a.m. Central Time. So that's when you will see those showing up, obviously depending upon the time in your region, and that way you can edit them. As Alex said, just adding local information is always a great idea. It's good for search, it's good for your readers, It's good for your customers, and adding a little bit of you, even if it's just as simple as, I'd love to talk more with you about this. Here's my phone number. Give me a call. Even if it's something that simple, just something to get them to, take action and fill out that form or contact you or get in touch to become a lead.
Perfect. So back here on the post screen, all I did was click on just that post menu option over here, and you see this is the main post screen. If you look over here, these are all the posts that are currently currently been posted to the site, and they're all categorized by date. So if you look over here to the right under the date field, you can kind of see the order there. And 10 hours ago, this was today's post up at the very top, and then yesterday's and so on. So if I wanted to go in and I was going to edit today's post, I can just click on the title of the post over here. So I'm going to click on that. And you'll see it opens up today's post this is kind of the standard WordPress editor. A lot of the things we'll show you today open up in the same editor. A lot of the things you need to update or change on your WordPress site, the site that we have for you, you're going to see this editor. So up here at the top, this is the title of the post up there, and then down here in the main area is the main content of the post. This is the full article with the images. And this is where you would go in and add some of your own information, add your own pictures, add some contact information at the end of the post, whatever you wanted to do. You would just edit it in here, and it works the same way as any standard word editor that you've probably used before. You can you have all the same options. You just type right in here. Up at the top, you have your toolbar with, again, a lot of the same word editor options that you would have at the very top. Any changes you make to the post, once you're done, just over here on the right, make sure to hit that blue update button, and that's going to save all your changes. It'll make them live on the site. That's all you have to worry about once you've made your changes, just hitting update to basically save any of the changes you've made. So there are a few other things that I'll show you with posts, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how to add a new one first, so we can see those things in action. So I'm going to go back to the main post screen here. So say I wanted to add my own custom post to the site now. You'll see over here on the left is that add new button down there on the menu, and then over here at the top there's an add new button as well. It doesn't matter which one you click. So I click that add new button, and here I am at that same WordPress editor, but everything's blank now. So this would be this would be the title of my post. I'm going to call it new post, and then obviously down here, this is where any of my text would go. Oops. So there are a few other things to look at here. For example, if you wanted to add an image or images to your post, just above the toolbar here is that Add Media button. So if I click on that Add Media button, it's going to open up this screen, which is kind of the upload screen. And you'll see we have two tabs at the very top, Upload and then Media Library. Upload is going to be where you would just select something from your computer that you wanted to add, something you already had. Just select it, and then down here hit that blue Insert button to drop it into the post. The other tab is the Media Library tab. If you click that, this tab is going to have anything that you've previously uploaded to your site at one point or another. So this being a demo site, there's lots of different images in here, but this is where anything that you'd previously uploaded to your site would show up. So if you wanted to reuse something, and you've already uploaded it, it'll be here under this Media Library tab. And again, you can just select one or multiple images of what you want to add, and then down in the bottom, just hit that Insert Post to drop them in there for you. And let's grab this one and hit Insert. See what that looks like. So you see it drops the image in there in the post for you. You can move it around. You can actually place the cursor where you want it to drop and then insert it that way. But it'll let you move it around and kind of rearrange the text along with it. If you click on it, there's also some other options. You can resize it if you need to. You can change the text alignment up here at the top, and then that edit button even brings up some more options. And then you can also remove the image that way as well. Along with that, another thing you might want to share with in your post is a YouTube video. So whether it's your YouTube video or a YouTube video of someone you know or someone you work with, or just a YouTube video that you like that you want to share, it's very easy to add those into your posts. You'll see on the toolbar up here we have a YouTube button. If I click that, all I need to do is grab the link to the video. So if I have the video open on another page or another screen, just grab that address up at the top and drop that in the box. That's all you need to do. You don't need to worry about any of the sharing code or the embed code that YouTube gives you. just the link to the video, and then press OK down here, and WordPress will take care of the rest. It'll kind of drop a little code snippet in there for you, but you don't have to worry about any of that. You just paste the link in there, hit OK, and it's going to drop it in the post for you. So along with that stuff that actually goes in the post, over here on the right, there's a couple things we can talk about over here. Categories. So you see under this menu here, there's a bunch of categories with the checkboxes next to them. These are all categories that we use with our automatic blog posts that we're sending to your site. So there's a few in here. We try to stick to about the same 10 or 12 that we keep reusing. So we'll attach one of those categories to one of our posts, whichever one best fits it, but we always have at least one of those categories selected with a post. So when you're making your own post, it's a good idea to find one in there that fits yours, or you're also welcome to add your own categories as well. But just make sure when you're making your own post to have at least one selected. That way it's easier for someone to find on the site later. It's easier for you to find later. It comes up better when people are searching for things on your site. So those are the categories over there. And then another thing we can look at is up here at the very top. You'll see the Save Draft button. So if I was making a post, I was working on this, I didn't have time to finish it, something came up, got a phone call, you can always go up here and click Save Draft, and it won't publish this post. It's not going to make it live. It'll save it as a draft in your post screen, that main post screen that we were on before. And I'll do that when we're done just to show what it looks like. But you can always save it, come back, work on it later, and then it won't actually go live until you hit that blue Publish button. And then the last thing to show up here is where it says Publish Immediately up here at the top. That means if I hit that blue Publish button right now, if my post was done and I hit that blue button, it's going to go live to the site, and it's going to go out to those social media accounts as well. If I click Edit up here, you'll see it drops down this menu, and I can actually set the date and the time of the post. So I can schedule it for sometime in the future. Say I wanted to schedule it for sometime over this weekend, or I wanted to write a post about a holiday that was coming up and I wanted to go out on that holiday, but obviously I don't want to sit down on my computer and write it then. I can write it now and then schedule it for whatever day I want, hit OK, and then if I hit Publish, it's actually going to hold on to it until that date rolls around, and and on the main post screen it'll actually say Scheduled next to the title of the post. So that's another option there.
Yeah, that can help a lot if you just get in that writing mode and you want to put out a few pieces of content about maybe your local area or things that you do specifically with your customers. You can sit down and write 10 of them, and and then that way you can kind of schedule them out to go one every other week or whatever you want to do there. One other thing to mention here, Alex, would be the tags. In the posts that we put into your blog for you, you'll see tags on pretty much every one. Tags are similar to categories, but probably less important, I guess, is the best way to put it.
You can get more specific with them.
Yeah, with categories, it's purely allowing it to tag it as or to set the category as the main item that it's part of. But tags allow you to put as many tags as you want onto a post that just relate to different things that the article's about. So it's just an interesting way for SEO to help look through there, as well as your users if you can see the tags in there. So that's another item to just note, and tags kind of autocomplete. So if you start typing in housing, should be here, there we go. So if you start typing in housing, then you see all these different ones, so you can start adding different ones, and it pulls in a bunch of them. So it allows you to just add a little topic item to each post that you add. So that's a good, quick little way to do that as well.
Perfect.
Oh, did we talk about this permalink? So in your standard post, this is a piece that you're going to see on pretty much every page. This typically we would say is something in posts that we post to your site is something you don't want to edit. The main reason is this is the URL of that page. And so in content that we're posting to your site that goes to your social media, once it's posted, that's how the social media comes back to that page so that they can read the whole thing. So you don't want to change that after it's gone live. If you do, then you'll want to go into social media and take them all down and all those kind of things. So, so that's one thing. But on a post that's not yet published, you can edit this. So let's say you're doing a draft and you just quickly write new post, then you add some stuff, and now you want to change this to new housing. Sure. But now the title of the actual URL of the page is still saying new post. So you can come in here and change this new dash housing. And you can do that when it's not published yet. Again, once it's published, you can still change it, but we would typically recommend against it due to the fact that anything you publish to your site, and we want to be clear on that, anything you publish to your site as a post, whether it's an open house or any article you write, automatically is going to syndicate to your social media. And once that's done, the social media has a link back to that content page. So that's just a good way to do that. If for some reason, I don't know, later, when you're writing your own things, you want to change that title, there is a way to do it. Just don't do it after you published it. I think that's basically it.
I think that's pretty much it. The last thing I was going to do is just click that Save Draft button, just so
you can see that.
So again, if I wanted to come back and work on this later and I didn't want to publish it now, I just click that Save Draft button just so we can go back and see how it shows up now. If I go back to the main post screen, you see there's the one we're working on. It has that draft tag next to it. That way you know that it hasn't yet been published. It's still in draft mode. And then, like I said, if you're using that scheduling functionality and you've scheduled something to go out next weekend, say, it's going to say dash scheduled next to it, kind of like it says draft up there right now. All right, so I think that covers everything with posts. I'm going to go down the list now, and I'm going to stop at forms. So back to the front end of the site, this is where you can check those form entries. So whether it's the contact us form, whatever variation of it we have on your sidebar of the site, or the one on your contact page, or any other forms that we've set up for you and we have on your site. I'll show you how you can log in and check those entries. So any entries into those are emailed to you. You get a notification with all the information that was filled out, but those are all saved in your site as well. So you can always log into the site and check any of those entries into any of those forms, no matter which one it is on your site. So to get there, we're going to go to the forms section. Instead of just clicking on that, all I want to do is go to the entries section under that sub menu there. So I'm going to go to forms and click entries. So here we are. You can see at the top, it'll tell you what form you're on. So whether it's a form we've created for you or a form you've created, this will be what you've named it. So just make sure you know which form you're trying to look up and which one you're on. If I go over here to the right, I can switch form, and I want to go to the send us a message form. That's the one that's in our sidebar. That's what we've called it. So if I click on that one, it'll switch the form entries that we're looking at, and you see here we have our a test entry that we've put in, and you'll see it shows that information: name, email, phone number, and then a message. If there was multiple here, it would list them all out. And then if I wanted to open up an individual one, I can click on the name, and it'll take me to that individual entries page here, where I can see all of that information. If it was a really long form, this is where I'd be able to view it all the information. And then a cool thing on this page is the ability to add notes. So if I had already followed up with this person, I could make a note that said the date that I followed up with them, what happened, and any other notes you might want to add there.
I think that's it on forms. I mean, forms are a powerful thing on your site, and if you do end up later wanting to add some more, like let's say you're adding landing pages or things like that, the plugin that we use for our forms is called Gravity Forms. So there is some great kind of videos out there online if you do want to get a lot deeper into that will show you how to add new forms. We won't get into that in this particular video, but that is something, if you do want to add, you can do that whenever you want to.
Perfect. Okay, so moving down the list, the next thing we're going to go to is the pages section. So this is where we would go to access any of these pages, whether they're on your nav bar or it's something you want to create for your site. For example, the About Us page, if you wanted to log in and update the information on that page, you wanted to add a video to it, or you had some more information you wanted to add to your bio. Any page, whatever page it is, that's all going to be under that pages section here. So in the back end, I'm just going to go here to the pages section. I'm going to click on that. And here we are on the pages screen, and you'll see these are all the pages we have currently on the site. You'll notice that there's a lot more pages here than show on the front end of the site. You know, we only have these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like we have 6 pages showing on the front end right now. But you'll notice here, this is where all the pages that have been created are saved, whether they're displayed on the front end or not. So again, like I was saying, if we wanted to edit that About Us page, they're all alphabetical here to make it easier to find them. So there's that About Us page. Say I wanted to go in and update my bio, I can just click on the title of the page. And again, it's going to edit it. It's going to open it in that same WordPress editor that we saw before with posts. And it's the same deal as before. This is the title. You know, I can change the title of the page. Down here is the main content area. So this would be, you know, my bio, my pictures, whatever I add on that About Me page. This is where I'd go in and edit all that information. All the same functionality as before. I can add media, add pictures with that same button. Adding YouTube videos to pages is just as easy as adding it to posts. Again, I can just click that YouTube button on the toolbar and drop my YouTube or my video address in there to add it. Same things as before, all the same items on the toolbar here. If I go back to add a new page, back at the pages screen, so say I wanted to add a new page to the site. I wanted to, you know, whether it's a page with some of my program information, I want to put a page together of, you know, people I work with that I want to share, or if it's, you know, a couple videos I want to put on a page that I want on the site, whatever it is. I'm just going to go back here, and again, there's an Add New button over here, and then there's one at the top. Again, same editor here. You'll notice again, you can save a page as a draft. I don't know if it's as useful with pages as for posts, because when you publish a page, it is created, it's live, but it's not linked to your site. There is a second step when adding a page, which we'll show you, and that's adding it to your nav bar or somewhere on the front end of the site for someone to get to. So it's not usually necessary to save a page as a draft, but you can. Yeah, and again, pages are pretty similar to posts, as in you have the same editor, all the same options before. You can do all the same things with them. So I will walk through how to create a new page, and like I said, that second step of adding it to the front end of the site, we'll walk through how to do that. Let's call this test page. We're gonna do that. So say this is the page we want to add. I'm gonna hit publish. So now the page is created. You see up here it gives you a little message, page published. I can actually view the page if I want to. So there's what the page would look like on my site, but you'll notice up here there is no test page link, so I have to go and add it to the front end of the site. So to do that, after I've created my page, I'm going to go down here under Appearance, and I want to go to the Menus section. So here on the right, under where it says Menu Structure, this is the navigation menu on your site. You'll see About Us, Blog, Apply Now, Contact Us. That's the same order it appears in here. If I hover over About Us, you'll see there's that privacy policy and site security page. Back here on our menu, you'll see those are those two pages there. The indentation means they're a drop down, so now they're under About Us, and they're at the same level. You see I can indent them even more if I wanted, but those are at the same level, which means they're both indented under About Us. So here, over on the left, are all my pages. I can do most recent, I can do view all. Let's grab that test page. This is the one I just created. I'm just going to hit the checkbox and add to menu. So when I click that, you see it drops it down over here. It puts it at the end of the list by default. To move it around, I can just grab it, move it around, and then let go of my mouse wherever I want it to be. So say I want it to be the very first page in my navigation menu. I'll just let go of it right there, and then hit that Save Menu button down in the corner. So now that I've saved, I'll refresh. And you see there it is right at the beginning of that test page, that one we just created. And there's the page. So now there's a link to it on the front end of the site. And then the same thing, if say I wanted it to be a drop down, say I want test page to go down under Contact Us, I want like a sub page under there. You'll see if I pull it to the right, it'll indent it for me, and then I can let go and it stays indented. So now if I save, test page is going to be a drop down under Contact Us. So again, we'll save it, we'll go back and refresh. So now it's off the main menu, and now it should be under Contact Us. So there's that page now. So you have lots of space up here on your menu to, categorize things, and plenty of room for pages up here.
Yeah, I would just say when it comes to page names, especially in your navigation, keeping it short and simple is best. So you probably don't want to do like a 4-worded, about the Texas region area, or I don't know what you'd put, but you don't want to do something like that, just because it gets very long. Another thing too to mention is with pages, you don't always have to add them to your navigation. Obviously, if you want them to be viewed by your customers from your site without any sort of special links, then that's how you would want to do that. But if you do want to set up landing pages or other things like that, that is something where you can create, the page, and then you have that link as we were showing you earlier, and you can link to that page from other places. You can link to one of those pages that's not in your navigation bar from a piece of content that you put out as a post or something like that. So it's something you want to use over and over again. So just there's many different ways to get to a page, but typically 99% of the time you want to add it to your navigation so that everybody can get there unless it's something special. So.
And like Sean said, with those page names, if I click on one of these menu options here, say the Apply Now page, I want to shorten that. If it was longer and I wanted to shorten it, I can expand the individual page by clicking on this little arrow over here. And you see that navigation label, that is the name of the page. So changing this, if I change this to Apply Now, and say I want to just be Apply, and then I save, it's going to say Apply on the navigation menu. Instead of saying Apply Now, it would just say Apply, but on that actual page, the name would stay Apply Now on the content of the page. So this part right here as the page title would still say Apply Now, but I can actually just change what the specific menu link says. And then also to remove a page, so say I wanted to, let's put that back to what it was. So let's remove this test page now. I can expand it, and then there's that remove button down there in the corner. And that takes it away, and then just make sure to hit save every time.
One other side note too, Alex was talking about, nesting items as submenus. Just so you know, you can start nesting past, one level. So you can theoretically do this, and under About Us is privacy policy, under privacy policy is site security. Just so you can kind of see how that works. Oh, I didn't refresh. It ends up kind of doing this, secondary pages and things. It gets a little weird. I don't typically suggest doing that. But just so you know, in the sense of, if you're trying to nest it, you want to make sure if they're, the same indentation level, that's how you know that they're part of that same group. Just as a quick thing, just because some people have, done that before where it's multiple pages like that. So just want to make sure you set it correctly.
All right. So the next thing we can talk about, if we go back to our home page here, is our testimonials. So testimonials is a functionality, or is something we can do on the site. We can add testimonials for you and have a page that shows all your reviews. So if it's something we haven't already set up for you, or even if it is, we'll just show you how to get to those. You'll see there is a testimonials section on your navigation menu in the back end here. If I click on that, it'll show me all the ones that have been added. So we have this, demo one here. Just this is great. This testimonial here. This is where, again, they would be in that list view. All the testimonials you've ever added would be here. Again, if you want to edit one, just click on the title. Same thing. Title of the testimonial is up here. This is the full content of it. Hit update when you're done. And then again, to add a new one is that add new button up there. And there's also one over here. And it's going to take you to that same screen. That same editor we've already seen, and where you just put a title and then whatever else you want in the testimonial, whether it's pictures or video, whatever you want to put in there, and then just save it. So if you don't have testimonials on your site already and you want to add them, you can go ahead and add them in here, add as many testimonials as you want, and then again, the second step is just to make sure that you have a link to your testimonials up on your navigation bar. And the reason we show this specifically is it works a little different than a regular page, since we actually use a plugin to do our testimonials. So once we have some added that we want to show, I'm just going to go to Appearance, back to Menus, and if I go to View All, we can do it alphabetically. So you see down here, there is a testimonials page already created on your site. You don't need to worry about going to pages and opening up the testimonials page to edit those testimonials at all. You don't need to go there to worry to get to those. They're all done through this plugin here on the sidebar. So you can just add them that way, and then once you have at least one in there and you want to display them, you can click that testimonials box under pages, add to menu. Let's say we want it right there. I'll hit save. Now if we go back and refresh, so there's our testimonials page. There's the one that we have in there. So now if I want to add a new one, I'll just go to that testimonial section. I'll add my new testimonial in here. As soon as you've added it and hit publish, it's going to automatically pull it into this page for you. There's nothing else you need to worry about. So as long as you have that testimonials page displaying here on your navigation menu, there's a way to get to it. Just go ahead and add them through here. It's going to pull them in automatically for you. And then the last thing that we'll talk about is your slideshow. So again, on this theme, we have that nice wide slideshow up there at the top. We should have some images in there for you already, but you're welcome to go in there and add your own, as well as change the order of the ones we have, remove the ones we have, whatever you want to do. There's no limit to how many pictures you can put in that slideshow. So you're always welcome to go in there and add your own. So to do that, again, we're going to go back to the back end here, and there is a slideshows section. So if I click on that, if you have multiple slideshows, they'll all show up here, but we only have one right here, the home page slideshow, which is the one we want to edit. I'm going to click on that, and you'll see these are the images that are in that slideshow that we have on the home page here. Those are those 4 images. If I hover over them, a little X shows up. That's how I would remove one. So say I wanted to remove this picture, I just click that X right there, and it'll remove it for me. I can change the order. If I just grab one and kind of pull it around, it'll start rearranging them, and then I can just let go, say I wanted it there instead. So it's really easy to change the order. And then if I wanted to add more images, over here on the right is just an add images button. And if I click that, again, I have my media library, anything I've used before, and then I also have that upload tab where I can just select something from my computer and then hit insert into slideshow there. And once I do that, I'll just drop them in here just like this. You'll be able to see all the images in your slideshow, and again, change the order, remove whatever ones you want, and just hit save when you're done. So.
And there's a few other options on the right-hand side if you want to get a little bit fancy. You can adjust your transitions, how long they last in milliseconds here, and things like that. You're also welcome to add as many slideshows as you really want to, if you really want to get crazy with it. Again, on the previous page, it shows you how to. There's some documentation on how to do that. One thing to make sure though, on this particular theme, if you do add a slideshow to one of your pages, there's a simple little checkbox over here that says make this slideshow responsive, and you want to make sure that you click that. If you don't, then it can, when you add a slideshow, you can really kind of mess up a page and cause a lot of weird problems when somebody's trying to open it up in a phone or a tablet or something like that. So just a side note there, but you are welcome to, play with that. This kind of explains, what plugin we're using, and there's some documentation, things like that to learn how to add one if you want to learn to do that later.
Perfect. Well, I think that's everything. Like I said, that was just some of the most important items over there on the sidebar. There's lots of other stuff we didn't cover, and like Sean mentioned earlier, you can find much more information there under that SmartBlog user manual section. And of course, any of the stuff that we've gone over, if you have questions about it or you've tried something and you can't quite figure it out and you need help, we're always here to help you, and just send us an email and we'll be glad to help.
Yeah, thank you so much, and we look forward to working with you and seeing the cool stuff you do with your website.
Thank you.